Hi, welcome once again to my channel. My name is Chisimo Biro, and on my channel, I talk about growth, development, and lifestyle. My two earlier videos actually covered aspects of time management, that everything can be learned, and also scheduling and being organized. Today's video is quite very interesting because it talks about how you can actually schedule to attend an interview. So let's say, for instance, you're being invited for an interview with NASA. Most importantly, you need to schedule exactly because I believe you must have seen the job description before applying for that particular role. So, you've gotten the green light, you've been invited for an interview. What do you do then? If you actually do want to know what's the next step to take, please stay tuned to the end of the video. So now, you've been invited to come up for an interview with a recruiter, for instance, with NASA. Now, how do you plan to ace this interview? So I'm going to give you now 5 points or 5 ideas, 5 tips that you can actually apply before going to the interview by scheduling for it. So firstly is to know about the company. What does NASA stand for? What do they do? And how exactly can you apply your skills, your knowledge, your abilities to ensuring that you are able to be welcomed with open arms into NASA, right? And secondly, you need to know about the job in itself. So before going for that interview in NASA, you must have gone through the job specifications. So if they need someone with a particular degree, I believe you must have had that degree before applying. And of course, before given the opportunity to attend the interview. So all of these things need to be put into consideration. Also, thirdly, how do you want to appear for that particular interview? Do you want to plan for it? Because most times, if you're being invited for an interview, it might be what you need to attend to immediately, or perhaps you need to plan ahead for it. So now let's give an example for a week. If you have a week to prepare for the NASA interview, now for the first 5 days, you want to use the first day to know about the company. It might be for 30 minutes, it might be for an hour, but you want to be on top of your game of understanding what exactly NASA does. You want to look at their financials, you want to look at their corporate outlook, you want to look towards their staff size, or also look about their corporate culture. So there are various aspects which you need to look out while going to apply or while going for an interview for a job with NASA. So you might do that for the first day. Then for the second day, you want to see, for example, how your knowledge, your skills, your abilities, these are called key essays, right? You want to see how these key essays can actually play an impact or rather help you get you through the door. Because it's one thing to get through the door, but one thing to actually get a seat into the space. So the second day you might actually take a look on how you are able to pitch your knowledge, your skills, your abilities. And not just pitching your knowledge, skills, and abilities, but actually comparing how you were able to make an impact prior to joining the company, the state of the company, or the state of that particular role or position, and then how much impact you were able to have made. Did you save time? Did you increase sales? Did you increase more customer satisfaction, or just in the lens or within the metrics of what that role is expected? How exactly did you champion those tasks to ensure that you did exceed your roles? Now, the fourth point would be, how would you want to appear for the interview? So you might choose the fourth day or the third day, or even on that particular first day, you might say, okay, for the first day, you want to look at, do you want to wear a dress corporate? You want to be more corporate formal, or how exactly would you like to look like on that particular day? Do you have to give it to the cleaners? Do you need to be ironed? Do you need to be staring at you so you are more motivated to actually go for the interview? But just having that in parts and pieces and components all put together in a calendar or in a spreadsheet form where you can easily see it can help you stay motivated and organized. Aside that, you want to look at your location or your transport. How are you able to get to that particular location? Do you have to fly out there? Do you have to book a flight ahead? Do you need to drive? Do you need a driver to take you there? Or how exactly are you able to get to that particular spot? I remember when I was going for an interview, I think a couple of weeks back, I did get the job, but that's a story for another day. So I knew that firstly it would take me about 2 hours to get to the particular location. And with estimating time, it's very important that you put about 30 minutes ahead or 30 minutes plus to just give you a more leeway, perhaps for any eventualities that you didn't plan ahead for. So I knew I was going to get to my location in 2 hours, but I gave an extra 1 hour, and that's because firstly I did not know the location. So if you were going, or rather, I couldn't that day I used Google Map, but it didn't give me the exact location for where I was going to. So just by planning ahead, I was able to sort myself out. So if you're going for an interview with NASA, you should be sure the exact location that you are going to be interviewed. So now, if that's a physical location, but if it's an online location, you don't have to go through all of that. You just need to do your background preparations for the interview. But if it's an interview that will require you to be on site, you need to plan ahead for that. You need to be sure about the location. You need to have planned the kind of transport that you would be using. And then, of course, you need to set a particular time of arrival. Do you want to arrive 15 minutes ahead? Do you want to arrive 10 minutes before time? Do you want to arrive 5 minutes before time? Do you want to be on time, or do you want to leave it to being 5 or 10 or 15 minutes late? Now, that's up to you. I know, of course, you do not want to present um such first time experience about yourself, which is not really good, but you need to plan for it. So all of these things bring together the 5 points I'm talking about before going to an interview. So first things first is to know about the company. Secondly, to know about the job. Thirdly, to know about your knowledge, your skills, your abilities, and how you are able to make impact, right? Then fourth would be, how would you like to appear for that interview? And then your location, your transport, your time of arrival, and of course your return back, because you need to return. And of course, you have other things lined up that you need to also attend to. But in general, a bonus tip would be that you should actually look up the interviewers at that particular company. By looking them up and checking how they operate, to give you an upper edge. I hope you do like this video. Please like, please share, and please subscribe. Thank you.